Hey guys, what's going on? Needs more drums here. Back in our little plot of land here, all to ourselves. And as you can see, it is now September. So that means it's time to start thinking about planting some barley, like we talked about in the last episode. So we got our little cultivator. We have all of the grass kind of cleaned up. We put some of it, about 30,000 liters, in this bunker silo. It's kind of hard to compact this with this small tractor, so I know it's very. This is a pitiful bunker silo. It is absolutely pitiful and sad and small and depressing, but it's fine because we'll take what we can get, right? So in the future, I'd like to invest in a baler. I think bales are easier to manage than bunker silos, to be honest with you. But this didn't cost us anything because we just picked up these old tires in this old tarp. But a baler would cost us quite a bit of cash, nor do we really have a tractor that can pull the baler right now. So for now, this is what we're working with, and it is what it is. Speaking of kind of making ends meet, you'll see we have just over 3 grand. And what happened was, we put all this grass in the bunker silo from this side, but all the grass from this side, I couldn't really fit it. It was all kind of just falling out of the sides when I was trying to compact it. So instead, what I decided to do was take the grass from here, throw it in the truck, drive it up to the market, and sell it. We can fit about 3,000 liters in this truck. Actually, I think it's like 3,500. But we would get about $150 each load after, dropping it off there. So, not great, but it's better than zero. So we made, about $500 just off of selling grass. So, I mean, hey, I'll take that, right? But anyway, so the plan today, we need to get a seeder and we need to cultivate our fields. So before we actually cultivate the field, what I want to do is I want to get enough money for a seeder, the seeds, and maybe if we can, I want to be able to buy some fertilizer too. It would be fantastic if we could fertilize and seed in one pass. I think there's some seeders that I'm looking at that are really, really cheap. Actually, I know for a fact there are some seeders that I'm looking at that are really, really cheap. There's some old, again, in the spirit of this old machinery, there was an old international seeder that is on the market, and they're only asking like 3 grand for it, just under 3 grand. So we have enough for the seeder, but seeds are going to be another $1,000. Fertilizer is going to be a lot more, about $2,000, since we have to buy in bulk. But hopefully something like that will last us a while. And anyway, I think we can make. I really think we can make $2,000 today. It's only 9 in the morning, and we have all these trees at our disposal. So we're going to cut some down. We're going to cut up some logs, and we're going to try to sell some wood up at the sawmill to fund our seeding ventures. So in terms of what trees we're going to cut down, I think we're going to start with this big, large, bulk, group of trees here. Because what I want to do, where this road kind of ends, there's this nice little opening in the land right here. And I actually am thinking about, kind of in the future, I want to put certain buildings and things. And I'm thinking about this spot right here might be nice for our house once we get that built. So I kind of want to keep this open. I kind of want to keep this surrounded by a few trees. So like these trees right here, it'll kind of be nice, coming off the road. We'll have a little bit of privacy behind some trees here. And a little bit of shade too in the yard. So if we want to sit out in the summer, have a beer, we're not roasting in the sun. So always got to have some tree cover around your house. But all the trees on this side right now are fair game to cut down, and kind of starting like here with this big group here, and just kind of straight back all these trees. I think I'm going to cut down as well to make room for a second field, because we have this area here kind of cleared out already, and I'd like to do a second. I'd like to expand this out this way, or if we want to put a garage here or something, we can do that. But at the very least, this land I'm not going to use for my house or anything. So this one, all this stuff we can kind of get rid of. And so I actually went ahead, I measured the trailer that we have, and I measured the bed of our truck. So the bed of our truck, we could fit like 2.5-meter logs in there, and the trailer we can actually fit like 4-meter logs in there. So I know ideally I think 6 meters is kind of the prime length for selling logs, but you know what? We're going to work with what we can. It's better than just chopping them up into a bunch of little pieces. And I know we don't have any kind of log fork or anything, but what we do have is a bobcat with pallet fork. And I wonder if we can kind of be a little bit innovative and try to use the pallet fork and you know, some gravity. This all slopes down that way. Um, so you know, maybe we can try to be a little bit innovative and try to load up the logs that way. But I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Um, at any rate, we're gonna try to cut some trees down, get them to the sawmill. So let's go ahead and just get to work, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. And so actually, one thing that I wanted to show you guys real quick, while I was cutting down that tree, we are using the lumberjack mod, which makes it a little bit easier to cut down some trees, and we get some wood chips, which is cool. I think we can actually throw those in the dump truck and sell those. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys delimbing trees in FS25. It's a little bit different than it was in FS22. So in FS22, you used to be able to just kind of run up the tree, and it would just cut all the branches off, and you get this nice, perfectly clean tree trunk. But in this game, it's a little bit more difficult. So what I've found is that if you crouch down and then kind of walk along the trunk, it works, but you kind of have to be crouched. Otherwise it doesn't, if it's right on the ground, otherwise it doesn't really, it doesn't work the same way. So I just want to be careful kind of not to actually cut the tree, but it looks like so far so good. So now we have a nice clean tree there, and we can cut this up appropriately. And so what's nice about the lumberjack mod is you can actually measure out the length of trees. I totally forgot that you could do that. And so it shows you this little marker where your desired length is. So you can see if we pop open the control menu there, I said I wanted some 4-meter logs. Well, we could go and just measure this out 4 meters and cut it. Got a 4-meter log. And then we can do it over here all the way down the tree. We have perfect length logs every time. So I think what I might do is actually load the trailer with logs and then save the wood chips, and we could throw them in the bed of the dump truck. But yeah, let's just keep on working here. We'll get a couple, probably one more of these cut down, maybe this one right here, and then we'll start loading this up. All right, there we go. That is not too bad if I say so myself. Trailers probably struggling a little bit, but I think there's a lot of weight on there. But anyway, yeah, and also those last couple logs that I just picked up, I'm definitely not using super strength. You could pick up anything that's less than 100 kilograms, and a couple of those were 50 or even 90, but still you can pick them up. So a little bit easier, but honestly, that pellet fork, a little bit skeptical at the start, but it worked out better than I thought. And yeah, I know I'm like not delivering much. I definitely could load up the bed of the truck too, but I'd rather just do this for now and kind of see what this is worth, since this is just a couple trees. If we need more, then we'll go back and get more. But I think once we get up to like $5 grand, we'll go and get the field cultivated, start to get our seeds and our fertilizer, and then we can do some more logging throughout the day. But I just want to get enough money to get those pieces of equipment, get the field set up first, and then we can keep going with the trees. All right, and here we are at the sawmill. I think what we're gonna do, we're just gonna back right up in here. Go ahead and get rid of the tension straps here. And then we will, I believe this should be the cell tool, yep. No way. All right. 3,300 bucks. Cannot complain there. Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, we have enough to go ahead and get started with the jobs that I actually want to get done today, which again is cultivating and seeding our first couple of fields. And so I think I'm going to do, as we drive back here, I think I'm going to do one with barley. And the other one I'm almost tempted to do grass. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that because it is September and we won't be able to get another cut in before the winter. Yeah, October, November, December. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make it before December. So, and I don't think we'll have the equipment anyway. So you know what I'll do? I'll do a, I'll probably just do another barley field, and then we'll do grass next year after the barley harvest in the summer. Then we'll convert one of the fields to grass. And hopefully by then we get a little bit more money from our logging to actually invest in a baler and some proper grass machinery. So see what happens there. Let's go and get back to the farm. Or the farm. The property, whatever you want to call it, was going to be a farm hopefully soon. Let's go and get back, and then we will talk about equipment. Alright, so we're back. Just checking to make sure I got everything so far. I'll come back and load up these wood chips a little bit later. Before we cultivate this, I'll get these wood chips cleaned up off of here and just throw them in the dump truck for now. That way we can make a trip to the sawmill. But on our next run up there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump back in the truck, go ahead into town, go pick up the things that we need to get our field prep going. I'll grab our seeder and some fertilizer and some seeds. So I will see you guys once I'm back over here. All right, and so I miscalculated. I thought that seeds were a little bit cheaper. I forgot that these would be $950, but the price has raised to $1,250 or $60. So we actually didn't have enough money to buy the fertilizer as well, so we're going to have to make another trip back. The new seeder's up over here, though, actually. Let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. So once again, we got our hands on a piece of old International Harvester equipment. It's a semi-mounted 5100 seeder, so it actually hooks up right to the 3-point hitch on the back. It shouldn't be too heavy for this tractor. Only needs, you know, like little to no horsepower to run. I think it needs like 15 horsepower or something, but it does have fertilizer capabilities as well, which is great because I would love to be able to, you know, get a round of fertilizer in, even if it is just one. It's better than nothing, and it'll really help us out in getting a good yield this year. So that's great that we have that. I'm really excited about that. But speaking of fertilizer, let's go ahead and cut down some other tree. Probably just one more tree, maybe two. We'll do a full load up to the sawmill. It's kind of a ways away, so no use driving all the way up there to only drop off like one tree. So we'll do a couple more trees, get those loaded up, and then yeah, go pick up our fertilizer, and I'll meet back here on the farm or the property, homestead, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it probably keep calling it the farm from now on, but whatever. But yeah, I'll get back here, and then we'll start getting the fields prepped. All right, guys, we sold our logs, bought our little bag of fertilizer, and we were left with about 3,500 bucks in the bank. I was going to sell these wood chips. We get a lot of wood chips from cutting down these trees, you know, taking the branches off and then grinding down the stumps with our chainsaw. We get a pretty good amount from these bigger trees, but I was actually looking at the prices, and if we wait a couple of months till like the winter, we get over 500 bucks per 1,000 liters for wood chips compared to I think 140-ish that we get now. So we're gonna wait. I'm just gonna dump these. I got a little pile going over there right by that bobcat there, so I'm gonna go dump these over there, and we'll just you know, use that pile as we get closer to winter. But anyway, for now, what I'm gonna do, I am going to take this strap off here, and then we'll grab the tractor here. We'll get the seeds loaded up. We'll get the fertilizer loaded up. And actually, no, we're not going to do that yet because we need to cultivate the field first. So we're going to jump in the tractor anyway, and we're going to cultivate the first of our 2 fields. And actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and move the bobcat real quick so we can just jump into the second one as well. which is going to be right here in this other open area that we just cleared. And I do like the fact that we actually went through, picked up the grass. I know it's a little bit unrealistic, maybe doing it with the Bobcat, but at the very least, it gives, the satisfaction of having to clear the land before we can develop it. And, typically, like, if we would have bought a plot of land, there's probably a lot of brush, a lot of shrubs and stuff on it that you want to kind of get rid of before you actually start doing what you want to do with the land. And in this case, we just want to make some fields, but at the very least, it'll be much easier to cultivate the ground when there's not a bunch of overgrown brush on it. So that is why we went through and did that. And we got a little money out of it too. We got some grass that we sold at the market. We got some grass sitting here being made into silage. Hopefully that comes out okay. Really, really small. I thought it was going to be a little bit, I thought we were going to be able to get a little bit more than that, but guess not. But anyway, let's jump on the Massey Ferguson here. And we will hook up to cultivator. And our tractor should be able to support the weight of this. I hope it's not too bad. We got a weight on the front, specifically for this reason. Let's see if we can handle it. It's kind of, I think it's like kind of on the verge, but so far so good. So good. All four wheels are still on the ground, which is nice. So I guess we'll just roll with it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the first field cultivated. We're just going to do a little outline here, and we do have the ability to cultivate or create fields with our cultivator, which is always very, very nice. And I'm going to turn on again, the map here to make sure that we're getting a good angle on our field. All right, let's get this lowered. And there we go. We are able to create our field now. So let's just do a little pass. We'll get this done. All right, we are just doing our last pass here. This tractor is struggling a little bit with this cultivator, I gotta be honest. It's right kind of at the cusp of the horsepower we needed to run it. So downhill, it works great, but just this tiny little incline right here really struggles. But anyway, better than nothing. And I just love this cultivator. I love how all the tines kind of bounce around. Really, really dynamic, really well made. Cool little mod. And the dirt textures look pretty good as well, and I love the animation. Just all looking fantastic. So that's that. We have two pretty nice sized fields, I gotta say. Those are not bad. Not bad at all. So let me go ahead and just make sure that this is off so I don't create any random fields when I put this down. But yeah, so I think what we're gonna do now is hook up to our seeder. We will start getting the seeds in the ground. We'll fill this up with fertilizer. So let me just jump into a little another little montage, and that'll probably be kind of the end of things for the day. And all right, it's getting a little bit dark. I think we're going to call it an episode here. I wanted to get both of the fields done, but I just don't think that's going to happen. But can we just take a second to appreciate some of the weather effects and the ground deformation with this cedar? The wheels kind of leave these cool little ruts in the ground that really follow the terrain well and kind of hide the fact that the terrain only doesn't conform, you know, to like all the angles. So yeah, this looks really, really good. And the dirt on this tractor, the way that it's like kind of getting stuck in the tires is really, really cool. And we got this fog rolling in at night, kind of creepy. Yeah, definitely I don't want to be stuck out here in the woods tonight. Who knows what's lurking there that could, you know, kill us. So, yeah, we are gonna call it a day. I think my plan for the next episode, I'm not really quite sure yet. I'm probably not gonna bring you guys in until we make some good progress. All I'm gonna do off camera is finish sowing that second field there. And I want to actually just keep cutting down some of these trees, the ones that are kind of directly in front of us, this patch, you know, right there on the other side of this field. I want to cut those down because then I can make another field over there and kind of expand that towards the you know, the outermost edge of our property line. So if we can get that field made sometime before the spring, I'll be happy. But yeah, we got a lot of trees to cut down here, and we can also make some money doing that. And you know, just want to get these crops in the ground first, but then, you know, focus our attention on doing some logging. And I know that's a little bit boring to watch on camera, so I think I might just kind of do that behind the scenes a little bit, and then bring you guys back once we're ready to either, you know, plant something or have something else of importance to talk about. But yeah, I don't know if I'll bring you guys, if I'll do anything here in the winter or not. Might just kind of let the crops grow, and we'll see. But I haven't really decided yet. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just going to finish this up, get that other field planted, and then focus on some logging off camera. So I'll be talking to you guys soon. But yeah, hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your week. I'm really liking this series so far. It's fun to, you know, do something a little bit more low-key, just kind of sit back and have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want with this map. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'd be happy to consider anything, whether it's, you know, a certain kind of crop that you think we should plant, a certain production chain we should think about, you know, working towards, or even any kind of vehicle that you think would be useful. I would like to get a bigger tractor at some point. That's, you know, that's going to be way down the line, so nothing to consider right at this very moment. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Peace out.